I started this generator project about 4 months ago, back in the fall of 2021. The initial installation was fairly straightforward, as was the connection of the propane. The electrical side did not go so smooth. Fortunately, my local state inspector was patient and willing to answer a lot of questions. With his help and the help of some of my friends, I finally was able to get the unit inspected. It passed. It's now up and running, and it's done. And I'm glad I did it. Well, I know this might look like an unorthodox mess to a professional, and it may well be, but it's done and it passed inspection. The reason this is unusual is it's got a manufactured home with an unattached garage, a pump house down there, and another outbuilding. So I've got this, they call it a mobile home pack, and originally my main feed from the PUD came up here through the conduit and into the meter, and then over to the service panel, the main breaker on the right hand side, and then the power out the main conduit there to the house, to the garage, the pump house, and the outbuilding. Well, because of the way the inside of this thing was wired, I basically jumpered the socket for the meter. So the power comes in now to the new meter, comes through the meter, up this conduit, into the transfer switch. It goes in through the bottom lugs on the transfer switch, out of the top of the transfer switch, through that horizontal conduit, back into the old panel, across the jumpered meter box, or the jumpered meter socket, and to my service panel. And then of course the generator is hooked up to the front lower lugs on the transfer switch. That comes through the middle conduit there and into the generator. My low voltage, my control cables come through the little conduit from the card, the little control card in there, through the little conduit and in. So again, the power flow is from the city through the meter, into the transfer switch, out of the top of the transfer switch, over to my old service panel, across the old meter base, and then feeding everything as it did before. So basically the only thing that changed for my old service here is that the power, instead of the power coming in straight up from the ground and in across the meter, it's now entering through here. So that's the main difference. Anyway, it was a big job. The weather's been crappy. I'm glad it's over with. And I hate working with that heavy wire, especially when it's cold. Such a pain in the ass, but I knew it would be worth it when it's done. And it's worth it. I'm glad it's done.